So, I've got a box today, but of course before we take care of that, we got X-Files Season 6, obviously gotten, and Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U, which I haven't played, but I guess that's kind of good because it gives me a chance to evaluate how I might want to play. In particular, I'm pretty tempted to play Luigi now, and I think most of y'all know why. If you don't, you'll probably find out soon enough. I also got a Hentai DVD, but this is another Adult Source Media scene compilation DVD, and it's so inappropriate that I'm not going to risk showing it here on YouTube in its full. It's just extreme penetrations. It's a bunch of scenes. I know that there's a couple of scenes in there from The Night When Evil Falls, but I didn't immediately recognize the others. I mean, they look kind of familiar, but I think there's a company out there that releases a bunch of stuff that just looks familiar. So, let's get into the DVD update and begin with, So you can see it's the Attack on Titan Blu-ray. Yeah, this is Blu-ray DVD, Region A only. It's got a funky cover, and this is a very different sort of case as well. Oh yeah, that's what these are. The lenticular, whatchamacallit. Limited edition Part 1 episodes. Ooh. On the back, we've got that guy. The face of humanity's extinction. Dun dun dun. So let's see, on the inside here, we've got some notes in here. We've got two sets of 2 discs. Looks like these are the DVDs, and so the black ones in the back here are the Blu-rays. Interesting. Yeah, this is really part of the case itself. That's a very interesting design change. I've never seen that before. I think I'm going to experiment with keeping these in here like that. Not sure how that'll work. We got the DVD version of the Hentai Prince and the Stony Cat. I should clarify for people who are unaware that hentai doesn't refer to pornography per se. It just refers to perversion, basically. I know I had a friend who was kind of confused about that. She's Japanese, and so learning that we kind of use that word slightly differently than they do was confusing for her, but it helps to understand when the words from another language are used differently in the language, right? The Blu-ray version, Amazon didn't ship. I saw that Right Stuff had it in stock, so it's probably not too far away. I don't exactly remember what I read, but something gave me the impression that this would be an amusing show to watch, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing it. It's only 2 discs, pretty unusual for a Sentai Filmworks release. Audio is Japanese only, subtitles English. Next up we've got the DVD and Blu-ray version of Amnesia, which I don't know exactly what this is, but this looks like a Bishonen. Maybe a Josei or a Shoujo. I guess actually I wanted to take a look at this, see it's Region A only. But this one has an English dub. Hentai Prince does not. Seems interesting. Unsurprising, but interesting. In any case, the fact that Right Stuff has the Hentai Prince Blu-ray in stock and Amazon does it makes me think that Amazon will probably get it soon enough, and hopefully it'll be here for next week's update. Come on. Alright, so let's season, Amnesia, we have these three, and as usual, no, this is actually pretty unusual. I mean, Sentai's done this before, but the artwork for the Blu-ray discs are different. As you can see, we've got what looks like the girl and then I think the fourth guy. And in the DVD version, we have these three guys. It's almost like this was a well-designed release for this sort of update. And I've got a couple more things here. First of all, I got the complete first season of Lupin the Third. Obviously, I bought the previous release of it. So the reason I bought this one again is because I wasn't quite sure if the other one included the Lupin the Third pilot film, which this one says it does. I guess I could check if it does, assuming I can remember where Lupin the Third. Okay, that's where the DVDs are located. But I don't know if the first season is there or in the piles. But let's at least open this up and find out. Well, I guess we wouldn't be able to find out. Let's at least open this up and then go over there and see if we can pull the older release of the first season out and see what it says, so that we have something to compare with. Otherwise, not too big of a waste. It's not like this is a super expensive set. So, let's go over. Basically, behind the card table here, I can see the L's. So if, yeah, there it is. We've got Lupin the Third. And looking at the back of this older release, the complete first TV series, I do not see anything that says anything about a pilot. Oh no, special features. Both versions of the Lupin the Third pilot film. So it looks like if you bought this release, it should have the pilot film as well. This one doesn't say both. This one is Japanese with English subtitles according to the bottom. So, looks like it was a superfluous purchase. But now y'all know. Alright. Let's get back over to the updates. We put that down. Put this back in this case. And then look at Lupin the Third, the Hemmingway Papers, which is Japanese with English subtitles. Special number 2, 1990. So I think this is just Eastern Star picking up all of the unreleased Lupin stuff and things whose licenses apparently slipped really fast. And these have actually been here for a week. I just haven't had any reason to open them because, of course, as you know, I've been primarily trying to rewatch X-Files, although this week was not a good week for that. Pretty straightforward. And last but not least, we got Deltora Quest, the complete series. This one actually has me intrigued. It doesn't rate spectacularly, but it rates high enough where it could be an okay watch. It looks kind of reminiscent of a 1990s anime, but I think this was made in 2007. It's got a fantasy sort of setting that well, I guess there's been a number of fantasy settings. There's 8 discs with a total of 52 episodes. And I guess it just reminds me of the type of fantasy, or the approach to fantasy stories that a lot of the 1990s anime did. Maybe nothing that's completely faded away. So, I guess there we go. This week's anime DVD collection update. I'd say it's not too bad. As for watching, even though I've been on the X-Files stint, I have been I did prioritize the watching of Chunibyo. I did not watch the shorts that came with the DVD release, at least. But I did watch the series, the 12-episode series and the OVA that takes place after the series. So, it was interesting watching it because right off the bat, I guess it felt kind of like, oh, another anime approaching this topic. This topic being one that was explored in an anime I watched called Orishura, I think. Yeah, Orishura, right there. And I guess Chunibyo gives a name to the idea that was explored there, and I think it's actually pretty neat. And I kind of like the approach of Chunibyo better. A lot of that could be said that it's Orishura maybe felt kind of more mean-natured about it, maybe. Whereas this one, it kind of felt like a more relaxed, oh god, that was so embarrassing sort of thing, except that there's people still doing it, and that's their anime quirks. So, watching all of it, I guess I thought it was actually pretty enjoyable. I was a bit unsure about the ending, but I guess I've been like that for a number of anime now, so maybe that's not too big of a surprise. I guess for me, the biggest issue is... I was maybe multitasking at the time, so I don't remember the exact details of what they were trying to say, but I got the impression that it said to a degree we are all a bit Chunibyo, just in different manifestations, but I think there's an idea of that supports that, and that would be that to each of us, to myself and every one of you watching me, to our own minds, we are the protagonists of our own story, of our own lives. And so, to a certain degree, I think that does kind of contribute to the idea, but I think that Chunibyo, as they talk about it, is probably a little bit more than that. It is something I've probably mentioned on rare occasions about how there's probably not anything that's bad as long as you don't lose track of reality, save for, well, I don't know, there's a couple of things where I'm wondering if that does or does not apply, things like killing a person, but I'm wondering if you reach a point where you're killing a person if you're losing track of reality. Or maybe it really depends on the kind of killing you do, because if you just kill a person because of you're angry at them, then I think you're letting your anger kind of take control of your life, and you're losing control of or you're losing oversight of the fact that you are not the protagonist of reality. You're just the protagonist of the own story your mind tells itself. In other words, you kill a guy because you're angry, then it's not necessarily going to come off as, oh yeah, he killed somebody who was deserving of it, no matter how much you feel. So maybe it applies there, or maybe, I don't know. This is all just kind of the basic idea being that I thought that the only real problem with the anime is I thought it would have, I guess maybe this is just a personal thing. I felt like it would have been more solid if it's like the characters realize there's an okay way to do that stuff. Like, it's not that they were completely ignoring reality, but they were kind of denying reality by retreating into their Chunibyo. Or at least that was, I think, the primary concern. And I think, I guess I don't want to talk about the ending way too much, but I kind of felt like that would have been a neater thing for them to cover. But that aside, it is still a nice romance story. And while I probably wouldn't choose primary girl, I mean, obviously I'm talking about this stuff, so to some degree I kind of care about whether or not somebody is potentially deluding themselves and stuff. She was fun to watch. I mean, Haruhi Suzumiya is the same thing. If Haruhi Suzumiya existed as a real person, I probably wouldn't even want her to be close enough for me to hit her with 2x4 because she's really a very dangerous person. But watching her in an anime is like watching an animal at a zoo, and some of the animals at the zoo are pretty dangerous. But there's no danger because the TV's not real, right? And oh, I thought it was a fun anime, and outside of that, I didn't do a whole lot of else. I even watched X-Files. I think I only got 5 episodes done. It was a pretty, not really crazy week, but it was a pretty crazy weekend. I got some productive stuff done. I mean, I think I made all 3 Nagakuga armors in Monster Hunter, but I had a bad headache on Sunday and Saturday. I was just at a celebration for a close friend of the family who graduated from high school. That was a momentous occasion because for them they're not moving on to college, so for them it's a much bigger deal because they're really moving on with their life in a different way. I guess that does bring to mind that I did watch the first episode of Game of Thrones. I'm pretty sure I need to go a good number of episodes in before I would get into that, like a lot of people seem to be, because first episode for me was specks of interesting things and an okay cliffhanger. Nothing that actually grabs me, but something I am still curious about. But at the same time, I don't know, I guess it just kind of introduced a lot of information at once, and for me, I still only have a very vague idea of the layout of the world, I guess. And I feel like there's generally better ways to do it. Maybe this is just me being spoiled by anime doing it in a specific way, or maybe anime just caters to the way I prefer. Hard to say for certain, but yeah. It's the sort of thing where all this stuff is fun, but I am missing my anime. I'm just, at this point, wanting to continue watching X-Files because Season 6 especially has a lot of episodes that I just remember to some degree, or maybe don't remember completely, but I want to watch more of it and maybe see if I really do reach a breaking point where I'm like, okay, I'm not caring about these episodes anymore. Maybe that's when it's Doggett. Maybe it's when it's Doggett and the other lady, who I don't remember. But I guess I'll find out. The good news is that no matter what, Attack on Titan is a very important thing, so I will have watched that before next week. I have 2 friends that I could probably watch it with. Both of them are probably very interested in it. One of them probably won't have enough time to watch all of it. And the other one who may not have enough time to watch all of it. But if he doesn't, then I'm going to finish watching it myself because I will prioritize it this weekend even if I fall behind on X-Files. Yeah, I think I'll do that even if it ends up not being an anime I like. I get the impression that I will like it, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I know there's been a number of Kickstarter updates that I haven't mentioned. The Kickstarter anime that have been successfully funded. Like, a lot of them are getting really close. And budgets have shifted around for this and that, for things they can and cannot ship and whatnot, but like they're close. Maybe not a couple weeks close, but it could be a couple of months close for like 3 of them or something. I'm hoping. So I guess we'll have to see that. Oh, and I did notice that Kill la Kill is going to be released by Aniplex apparently. I will be getting the Blu-ray DVD combo. And that will only have 4 episodes on it. But I will finally get to see Kill la Kill, which I think has actually been a pretty notable anime as well. So looking forward to that. I think that covers about everything. So y'all have a nice week.